Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learner Podcast. I'm Anna, and today we're talking about how to learn English with short stories. Short stories are great because they are fun, interesting, and easy to understand. Even a few minutes of reading can help you learn new words and improve your English.
Hey everyone, I'm Tom. I'm excited to be here. I think short stories are one of the best ways to practice English because you can read a small story in one sitting and you feel a sense of achievement. Plus, they often have interesting characters and plots that keep you curious and wanting to know what happens next.
Exactly. And the best part is, you don't need to spend a lot of time. Even 10 or 15 minutes a day can help you improve your vocabulary and grammar. Short stories are perfect for busy learners.
Yes, and short stories also help you understand how sentences and conversations work in English. You see how people speak, how they use expressions, and how they tell stories. It's a very natural way to learn. And sometimes, the way characters talk can even teach you humor, feelings, or culture.
I like to start by reading a story and highlighting words I don't know. Then I check their meaning and try to use them in my own sentences. For example, if I find the word curious, I might say, I'm curious about learning new words today. It helps me remember and use the word in real life.
That's a great tip. Another way is to read a story and then retell it in your own words. You can speak out loud or write a short summary. It helps with both speaking and writing. I sometimes record myself retelling a story and listen later. It's fun, and you notice your improvement.
Speaking of which, today we'll read a mini story together and discuss it. The story is about a small dog named Max who wanted to find his way home. Max ran through the city, meeting new friends like a kind cat and a helpful bird. Even when it rained, Max never gave up. In the end, he found his home safely, and his owner was very happy.
I love that story. It's short, but it has many words we can learn. For example, words like helpful, finally, owner, and safely. You can also learn expressions like never gave up, which shows determination.
Right. And after reading a story like this, you can ask yourself questions. For example, who helped Max? Or how did Max feel when it rained? This helps you practice comprehension and think in English.
Another fun idea is to act out the story. You can pretend to be Max, the cat, or the bird. Using gestures and voices makes it more memorable and fun. I tried this with some students once, and they laughed a lot and remembered words better.
Speaking of which, today we'll read a mini story together and discuss it. The story is about a small dog named Max who wanted to find his way home. Max ran through the city, meeting new friends like a kind cat and a helpful bird. Even when it rained, Max never gave up. In the end, he found his home safely, and his owner was very happy.
I love that story. It's short, but it has many words we can learn. For example, words like helpful, finally, owner, and safely. You can also learn expressions like never gave up, which shows determination.
Right, and after reading a story like this, you can ask yourself questions. For example, who helped Max? Or how did Max feel when it rained? This helps you practice comprehension and think in English.
Another fun idea is to act out the story. You can pretend to be Max, the cat, or the bird. Using gestures and voices makes it more memorable and fun. I tried this with some students once, and they laughed a lot and remembered words better.
And don't worry if you don't understand every word. Focus on the main idea first. Later, you can check difficult words. It's more important to enjoy the story than to translate everything. Guessing meaning from context can be really helpful.
I agree. Also, you can read stories that match your level. Beginners can start with very simple stories with short sentences. Intermediate learners can try stories with more dialogues and slightly longer paragraphs. Advanced learners can explore complex stories with new vocabulary and idioms.
And when you get better, you can try reading stories in different genres, like adventure, mystery, or funny stories. Each type gives you new words, expressions, and ideas. Reading different genres makes English learning more exciting.
One thing I like to do is keep a small notebook. When I read a story, I write down new words, interesting sentences, or expressions. Later, I review them. It's a small habit, but it really helps you improve. You can even write example sentences for each new word.
That's a good habit. Another tip is to read a story more than once. The first time, just enjoy it. The second time, focus on understanding new words or grammar. The third time, try to summarize it in English. Repetition makes learning stick.
Listening while reading is helpful too. You can find audio versions of short stories. Listen carefully, follow along, and repeat difficult words. This improves pronunciation, listening skills, and even your speaking rhythm.
Yes, and sometimes I record myself reading a story. Then I listen and check my pronunciation. It's fun and very useful. You can even try reading faster or slower to practice fluency.
Another thing I love is sharing stories with friends. You can read a story together, discuss the characters, and share your favorite parts. Talking about stories in English is great practice and helps you remember vocabulary better.
And don't forget to writing. After reading a story, you can write a short ending or a new scene. For example, in Max's story, you could write what Max did the next day. This improves imagination and writing skills.
Absolutely. Short stories also teach culture and values. For example, the story of Max shows kindness, friendship, and persistence. You learn English and life lessons at the same time.
That's one reason I love using short stories for English learners. You don't feel bored, and every story gives a small lesson. Sometimes even funny or silly stories teach something important.
Another tip is to make a small reading schedule. Even 5 or 10 minutes every day is better than reading one long story once a week. Consistency is key. I like to set a reminder on my phone to read at the same time every day.
I agree. You can also combine reading with speaking. After reading, tell the story to someone or even to yourself. Speaking the story helps you remember it better and makes your English more natural.
And for vocabulary, you don't have to learn every word. Focus on important words and expressions that appear more than once. Learning a few words well is better than memorizing many words quickly.
Exactly. And if a story has dialogues, pay attention to how people talk. You can learn phrases, greetings, questions, and common expressions. It's very practical for real conversations.
Another fun idea is to draw a scene from the story. For example, draw Max with the cat and the bird. It makes the story more visual and you can describe your drawing in English. It helps connect words with images.
That's creative. And after doing these activities, you'll notice that reading short stories improves your vocabulary, grammar, comprehension, speaking, and even writing. It's like a complete English exercise.
Another thing is combining short stories with games. After reading a story, make a word search, crossword, or a quiz about it. Games make learning fun and easier to remember.
Yes, and you can also make flashcards for new words from the story. Write the English word on one side and the meaning on the other. Review them daily. It's simple but very effective.
And don't forget to practice pronunciation. Try repeating sentences from the story exactly as they are written. You can record yourself and compare with the audio if it's available.
Another tip is to connect stories to your own life. For example, when I read Max's story, I thought about my own pet and how I take care of them. It makes the story more personal and memorable.
That's a great idea. Also, you can create your own short stories in English. They don't have to be perfect. Write about your day, a dream, or a funny situation. This improves creativity and English skills.
Absolutely. And if you feel stuck with a word, try guessing the meaning from context first. Don't stop reading every time you find a new word. Context clues are very useful in learning.
Listening, reading, speaking, writing, and even drawing or acting, short stories cover all of these skills. That's why they are so powerful for English learners.
Exactly. And dear listeners, remember, short stories can be relaxing too. You can enjoy them with tea, in a quiet place, or even before sleeping. Learning English should be fun, not stressful.
Before we finish, we'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite short story? How do you use stories to practice English? Share your ideas in the comments.
And don't forget to subscribe, share with friends, and leave a comment. Your tips might help other learners too.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Enjoy your short stories, have fun learning English, and see you next time.
Stay curious, stay positive, and keep learning English with short stories.